Welcome to Lockdown Economy, a UN-registered nonprofit initiative by think tank AlterContacts to help small businesses and self-employed professionals overcome the challenges of the pandemic and reactivate the economy. I'm Christiana Finnegan. Our guest today is Nancy Mancilla, CEO and co-founder of ISOS of North America, leading provider of sustainability and management services. Welcome, Nancy. Thank you for
Hello.
participating in this interview.
Well, thanks for having me. It's great to connect.
Yeah. What do you do as a business?
So our business, I guess to put it simply, because sustainability can be such a vast space right now. I mean, one simple word for so many angles. Our angle is through ESG disclosure. So sustainability or environmental, social, and governance disclosure. So we do everything to help enable companies, mainly publicly traded, but we do service some privately held companies and nonprofit organizations in disclosing on their environmental, social, and governance impacts. Our three services are one, training and coaching, and that side is against global standards. The second service is advisory work. So we help the companies anywhere from determining what's relevant, assessing their impacts, working with stakeholders, calculating, say, greenhouse gas emissions, working on policies such as human rights or diversity, equity, and inclusion policies, vendor codes of conduct, whatever's needed to get to the point of being able to express performance to the outside world, a lot of which is driven by the investor community now. And then our third service is the external assurance, so verifying the non-financial data.
Hmm. Wow, that is incredible. Where are you located?
So we're based in San Diego, California, but our team is spread out across the country, and we do have some team members in other parts of the world. We're still pretty small. We say small but mighty. So we carry a big positive impact. Yeah. And then from time to time get to go diffuse at the beach.
That doesn't sound bad at all. Small
No.
and mighty. I love that. So you mentioned you have a few employees. How many employees do you have?
Yeah, so we have close to 10 right now because of growing. You know, we're trying to transfer a lot of people who were consultants beforehand to actual full-time or part-time hires. And then at the same time, continuing to build out our base of contractors or consultants for different pieces of the work.
Incredible. Good, good. Well, we're growing, right? And I hope it continues to grow. But last year we had the pandemic and COVID-19. So looking at from a lockdown perspective, how did the lockdown and the pandemic affect your business?
Yeah, I would say adversely compared to, a big majority of people that are negatively impacted, which every day we wake up and are super grateful for the business that we have. But we had exceeded our growth and our financial expectations last year, even despite the pandemic. We had only stalled with, say, one client that was part of emergency response measures in the United States. They had to put a hold on our project for a couple of months, and then they continued on. But outside of that, it didn't slow any clients. In fact, what it did was, since most people working in corporations now had extra time on their hands, so not in a commute or not going to lunch or talking with their colleagues off to the side, they were able to dedicate that time and energy to the sustainability initiatives. And so that meant we went into hyper mode with them. And a lot of the companies that hadn't really had the chance beforehand to implement, they were now ready to. So we've seen a lot of growth in this space.
Wow, good for you. So
Yeah.
it seems like it was actually something positive. Did you have any challenges last year?
So our challenges mainly were related to trying to find or harmonizing work efforts with our clients. So much of those clients, they hadn't been used to working in a virtual environment. They maybe had some meetings virtually. Of course, generally that was on like a Zoom call, but no interactive working sessions at the same time. Whereas for our team, we had started that way and had always operated that way,
Right.
but it meant that we all had to work to getting our clients up to speed with this process. And also while they're trying to figure out with their IT teams what were the best, most secure methods to do this. So I would say it's just that learning curve of working together in that new environment.
Yeah, yeah. Do you feel like you did anything specific to solve this issue of interacting the customers?
I think more so just demonstrating, the value of this effort, because at first I think it put a lot of people into panic, that weren't used to it. They're worrying, how do we continue to maintain business as we know it? How do we be just as effective or efficient in these different platforms? Though it was just that they hadn't used them to that degree before. So I think we just help calm those concerns by demonstrating how we can do these things together. So I think that that's the best value we could have brought to them in that instance.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. I'm happy that you were able to also help them, right? And
Yeah.
that's very important in any business. Do you know how your customers and competition are doing right now?
I don't. I
Yeah.
really don't. There's one, well, I should say one group that has been kind of the closest peer and friend of ours in this industry, but based out of New York. I spoke to them in about June, and at the time they said that they had also experienced some of the most rapid growth that they've ever encountered in their history as well. And they had been around maybe a few years longer than us.
Uh-huh.
So it's very similar.
Yeah. So it seems like it's been a very positive experience, right?
It has been a positive experience, and we're surprised, in general, that everything has worked out this way. And we're we do think that unfortunately the world, and of course in the United States, has encountered a lot of strain on different levels in the
Yeah.
past year, whether it's politically, with the pandemic, or socially. um, but in general, to be on the inside and to see how much momentum and how many resources are being dedicated towards positive change, it really is, it's fascinating and rewarding, and I feel grateful to be able to see that and to feel positive about the future. And and similar to the UN backing, behind this program, most of these companies are aligning to the Sustainable Development Goals, and though they may not know exactly how they're going to go about implementing them, they're committing, and they're driving quickly towards achieving in some form or fashion.
Yeah. This beautiful commitment to sustainability and the UN sustainable goals is something that we're very excited for the future.
Yeah.
In terms of your business, how is your business going on now, and what are you looking forward to in the coming months?
Well, we're working about 12-hour days. So in that sense, we are
Very
living
busy.
our own inhumanity. Um, and so in the coming months, looking forward to getting more new talented um, workforce, partners to come on and to feel equipped to help lead a lot of these efforts, so that we can actually have a little bit of a break or create the space that's needed to also be agile in the face of other unexpected, turns in world or national or state events.
Yeah, yeah. Does it make any difference in terms of like being in California, being in San Diego, or other parts of the world and the work that you do?
No, actually, our work can be done anywhere in the world as long as we have a fast, secure network. So the Wi-Fi is our most critical asset.
Yeah, I think that's true for a lot of
Everyone.
businesses. Yeah, yeah. So my last question to you is, could you name three things that you feel like you need help with?
Yes. I would say more time for our own personal sustainability, which seems like an oxymoron, right? But we definitely need our own personal sustainability to
Yep.
find time to, re-energize, reconnect, and to continue being that force for good. Um, in that, maximizing that potential, so getting more people up and running to help us lead efforts.
Mhm.
And then third, I would say, finding more vehicles like this to get the word out, from the traditional outlets of, say, the corporate world to the investors or to the markets, but more to the people as to what's being done to be a part of this positive change. So really looking for other communications channels to share that story more so. So those are probably the three main things we can look forward to or hope for.
Well, yeah, no, those are great, great answers. And I agree with you. Self-care is very important. We need more time. We have more time. How could that be? But yes, and I hope that anyone that's watching this video can also benefit from all the tips and all the amazing things that you're sharing. I love the work that you're doing, Nancy.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much for sharing your pandemic experience with us. I am so happy to hear that it's been a positive experience for you. And I hope this is helpful for and inspiring for others as well. Thank you, everyone who joined us today. Feel free to contact Nancy Mancilla using the links on the description below. And I invite you to hit the thumbs up to this video and subscribe to our channel, where we have many more insights from you from different countries and business sectors. Stay tuned.
Thank you.